So the second point is schedule screen time, especially for me, right? Like it's very easy for us to limit our kids to screen time, but what about hours, right? I have a certain part of my day in my phone. First of all, it is always black and white, so I don't know if you can see it, but that's my beautiful baby girl. But my phone is always black and white, right? The reason why I do that is because I want to make it as boring as possible for me to be on my phone. I don't like it at all. If I am on my phone, it's usually going to be if I'm listening to an audio book, or I'm a big fan of murder mysteries. I love it. Maybe I just need to have it for some background noise, right? But for me, I do everything I can to not want to pick up the phone, right? Like I told you guys earlier, right? Once 8 o'clock, 8:30 comes, sometimes if it's on the weekend, it's even earlier, I will completely shut out of my screen, right? I'm not going to be on my phone. I'm not going to check emails. If somebody needs to call me, they can leave a message, right? The most important thing I got to do is I got to get my children ready for bed. I got to make sure that they have their dinner. I got to have dinner. My partner has to have dinner. So I'm going to take that time to really be as present as possible. And the reason why it's important is because, like I said, life can get crazy, right, team? Life is always throwing us with so many curveballs, right, that it is easier for me to be present. It is easier for me just to be able to focus on my children. It is easier for me, to have more patience. Remember, willpower is something that's finite. It's not going to stay strong the entire day, right? So by knowing yourself and knowing the way that you operate, you want to make sure that you put yourself in the best situation for you to succeed. And that means pick a time of day, pick a part of your home where it's a screen free zone, right? Pick a time where you're like, okay, after this time I am no longer going to focus on my screen, and then make sure that you do your best to stick to it, right? If you need your partner's help, go ahead. On my phone, it will tell me how much screen time I've had, and I tell myself, okay, I'm up 2 hours this week, I'm down 2 hours, but use it as a way to measure exactly how much screen time you're spending, because it's important for you. Like we first spoke about, right? Your children are going to do what you do, right? Not necessarily what you say. So if you're on your screen all the time, if you're always watching television, that's what they're going to do, right? So try to be able to take the opportunity to do things outside of being on a screen, being on your phone. Again, I know it could be tough at the beginning, especially because it's something that we're used to, right? But basically take the opportunity to be immersed in your children, in your partner, in your home.